Hello, this is Otaku Solutions. This time, I'll briefly walk you through what the SkinLayer Studio UI actually does. Rather than listing features one by one, let's jump straight into the real workflow. The screen you see now is 3ds Max. Feel free to use a different DCC. Blender and Maya are fine, and so are engines like Unreal and Unity. The rigging is already done, only the skinning is still missing. There's no skinning yet, only the bone setup is in place. I've already added a test animation to the controllers. In your DCC, please add an animation so you can check the poses. In 3ds Max, you can save a BIP file and load it back for a quick start. You can load a test animation. Animators and riggers usually work with a test animation already in place. Frame 0 should always match your starting pose for skinning. The same rule applies to figure mode on and off, and to zeroing Maya controllers. Default pose, start pose, and frame 0 all need to match. Right now, the test animation is already in. I'll set the range generously, up to 300 frames. Setting it to 300 frames. Please save once in this state. Here's SkinLayer Studio. Dual monitors usually feel more comfortable, but I'm walking you through this on video. The DCC is on the left, and SkinLayer Studio is on the right. If we're working in this setup, I'll quickly add the skin in the DCC first. Please add the skin. Let's look at the skin bones first. A quick look at the rig. This is the structure. It starts from root, then the skin bones follow. Controllers and skin bones are kept separate. So they're split like this. I'll add the skin bones from here. The skin bones are in. I'll save once. If I lift it a bit, it tears a little, but the basic skin is already there. Please select the DCC you're using. It might be Blender or Maya. I'm on 3ds Max, so I'll connect to 3ds Max. Once you see the green light, please press pick. When you press pick, you'll see the mesh and bones show up. I'll add root here, then add one layer. I'll name this layer root. This is just a demo, so I'll fill the mask with one. I'll set the mask to 1, then hit apply to skin. On the first sync, the DCC and SkinLayer Studio get connected. Influence per vertex set to a maximum of 8. You'll see a notice that it's changing from 20 down to 8. When you first apply, the linked DCC is shown. As the notice said, each time you edit the skin, it updates about every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds, those skin changes get saved here. Please check that part. The link is done, so we'll use this as our base. Before that, I'll save the skin data. Please don't forget to save often. After you save, if you hit New File, a new file appears right away. Let me give you a quick UI overview. This side is the layers feature. I'll explain as we go. The idea is you stack layers here, little by little. This is the skinned mesh you're currently working on. Each layer shows its influence. This is how it looks by default. Turn on used and only skinned bones appear. Search spine, and only spine shows up. Your DCC already has its own bone structure. If you look at the DCC, the original bone structure looks like this. All of that data is stored, and it shows up as a hierarchy. Activate hierarchy shows only the bones currently active on this mesh. I added every bone as a test, so everything is showing right now. Master hierarchy is for later, when you handle multiple meshes. The DCC bones are unified as one set, so they all live in master hierarchy. We only added the body, so both hierarchies match. I'll cover this part later. You can leave it like this while you work. The root we added earlier is already in. I'll search for spine only in master hierarchy. I'll type spine. The bones get listed, and you can check them in the hierarchy like this. Let me explain Seg-bones. They move through the spine one bone. Skinning isn't applied to spine 1 itself. It goes on the spine 1 Seg-bone underneath. We do it this way because spine 1 scale gets passed down to the child bones. Scale can distort the mesh, and game engines won't read it correctly. That's the classic scale issue where the mesh can explode. There is a main axis, but the actual skin bone is spine 1 Seg, placed underneath. The bone you skin to isn't spine, it's this Seg-bone. I'll paint this quickly. I'll give Seg a full value of 1. Give it 1, and the skin is applied. Let me talk settings first. A lot of beginners are 3ds Max users. There are plenty of Blender users too. Blender is supported, and more will come later. Just set things up to match the DCC you're using. Pick the key setup for your DCC, and the hotkey switch to match that DCC. I'll start with Maya as the baseline. The hotkeys are already matched. You can switch between wire mode and shader mode with the 4 and 5 keys. You can jump between the two modes with 4 and 5. When painting skin, you might be more used to red and blue weights. In that case, just set Heatmap. I'll try it now. I'll switch to Heatmap, then paint in this mode. It should feel more intuitive. You can check it in an orthographic view too. The screen feels much more comfortable. Hold Shift, and you can smooth. I'll paint this quickly. This should be enough. Weights apply inside the layer. Paint the mask like this. When we played it earlier, it moved like this. The animation is saved the moment you pick. If I play it, spine moves like this. You can see how it moves. It's a bit stiff, so I'll smooth it to soften it up. This is an inner weight issue. Just select Used, then Continue. See how smoothly that applied? This is enough. Smooth is a bit strong, so I'll drop the strength to 0.1. I'll keep going like this, then take another look. That looks great, but the area below isn't following, right? The mask is still en route. This part should go to pelvis. Pelvis has a Seg-bone too. I'll give Pelvis Seg a value of 1. You can see it following correctly now. You can paint like this in your regular work too. At first, watch the hierarchy and check where each bone is. Once you're used to the production setup, you'll know the bone just from the name. You can turn hierarchy on and off as you check things. I moved quickly so you could see what each panel actually does. You should have a feel now for what each panel is roughly for. I'll explain it more carefully when we wrap things up. Layers stack like Photoshop layers, or like oil paint. Pelvis is painted at the bottom, then the spine mask is painted on top. The upper part means spine is covering over it. The inner data is split like this. I'll paint this part later. Skin desk will stand out more when we work on clothing next. The mesh you're working on shows up like this. Skin desk is your desk. The skin mesh you're working on sits right here. I'll explain this later, but there's a concept called skin archive. Every mesh is stored here. You don't need every mesh visible while you work. You'll still want that saved list, so just turn it off and on, or bring it back. You can see it looking like this. Activate hierarchy is about viewing the active bone structure. Type spine and it searches right away, so you can see the hierarchy and parent. Master hierarchy is the structure that holds every bone, including clothes and hair. Select a layer, and the influence inside it is displayed. Set weight and the other tools on the Influence tab array what you use while skinning. There's surface and screen. I'll paint with surface. Let me try. The back doesn't get painted, but press screen and the back gets painted too. Ctrl-Z and Ctrl-Shift-C work for undo and redo. When painting, you can choose replace, add, subtract, multiply, or smooth. It also shows whether the brush is hard or mid. You can also adjust the strength and brush size. There are default shortcuts too. Let's look over here. There's a feature to grow the brush size. It's right here. Press this key, and you can freely adjust the brush size. Set weight is handy after you select a vertex and want to fill in a weight. I'll set it back to 0. The tools have lots of features. Let's try mirror as well. After painting like this, please pay extra attention to the borders. You can keep just this part, and pick up the same weight with the eyedropper. Weights along one line should stay the same. The eyedropper is great for that. Cleaner weights are usually better. I'll pick up the weight below, then ease in some smooth. The rough areas look painted now. You'll paint this much better than I do. Let me introduce the mirror feature. The axis is X. That means it goes from X toward Y. You can also set the center recognition thickness. You can leave the center thickness at the default. If the center is selected cleanly, that means it's the middle boundary. Run mirror, and it should apply correctly. The difference is hard to see, so I'll make it more obvious on purpose. After painting the weights differently like this, mirror applies them naturally. That's how mirror works. There are a lot of features in here. Rather than covering everything at once, I quickly showed the main features you'll use most. From the next session, I'll walk you through the features in more detail. Thank you for joining us with SkinLayer Studio. You're very welcome here. We'll keep working so you can work gracefully. Let's take this one step at a time. This has been Otaku Solutions. Thank you.